Bloodlines just dropped, and wow, what an opening! You know how every Final Destination movie starts with that one jaw-dropping premonition? Well, this one might just be my favorite yet, and I'm about to tell you why. Think the airplane disaster in the first film set the bar? Wait until you see how Bloodlines kicks things off. There are clever callbacks, wild foreshadowing, and some of the most creative chaos the series has ever served up. Let's get into it. But quick heads up, spoilers ahead. First off, let's talk about the pacing and how the tension builds. The opening scene had me on edge from the very first shot. We see a train track, a car zips by with Iris and Paul inside, and boom, immediate jump scare. But here's the thing, that train isn't just there for a cheap thrill. It's foreshadowing the ending, where a single coin picked up by a young boy sets off a chain of events that leads to tragedy 50 years later. Did you catch that? That's the kind of detail that makes this franchise so fun to rewatch. The movie starts off all sunshine and romance. Iris and Paul are in love, planning their future, just enjoying a day at the Skyview Tower restaurant. But did you notice all the little warning signs in the background? The boy taking a coin from the wishing well and being told it's bad luck, the restaurant being built ahead of schedule, doors that don't close, a creaky floor, the wind howling, and the elevator shaking as the boy jumps on it. Every little thing is a red flag, and you just know something terrible is coming. Being that high up, you can't help but think, if anything goes wrong, it's game over. For a good 5 minutes, we're lulled into this false sense of security as Iris and Paul enjoy their lunch. But then a shard from the chandelier cracks the floor. Suddenly, you're strapped in, waiting for disaster. The boy with the coin pretends to toss it off the top, and you're thinking, is he about to doom someone below? But nope, the coin gets sucked into a vent and ends up causing chaos inside the restaurant instead. That coin spinning on the piano? It's such a small thing, but it ends up tipping the piano just enough to crush a lady. It's darkly funny, but also a perfect example of how this series loves to make you sweat the small stuff. Then, just as Paul proposes to Iris and everyone's dancing to shout, everything goes from celebration to catastrophe in a split second. The floor gives way, flames erupt, the restaurant tilts, and chaos explodes. The editing is frantic, cutting between Iris's panic, the singer, the cracked floor, the flames, and people desperately trying to escape. It's sensory overload, and you can feel the tension ratcheting up with every second. Let's talk about the deaths. Final Destination is famous for its over-the-top, creative kills, and Bloodlines absolutely delivers. People fall through shattered glass, knocking others down with them. The elevator drops, slicing a waiter in half in one of the most gruesome moments I've seen in the franchise. The stairs collapse, trapping people who thought they were seconds from safety. Paul's hands get shredded as he clings to a shard of glass before falling to his death. There's a woman set on fire, another crushed by the piano, and then there's Iris's engagement ring meant to save her, but instead it peels back her skin and she's impaled. Ouch. And let's not forget the young boy who started it all. Just when he thinks he's safe, he gets flattened by the falling piano. It's brutal, shocking, and honestly, a little bit hilarious. There's definitely a dark sense of humor running through these deaths, especially with the piano and the boy who tempted fate. It's a classic Final Destination move, punishing the one who brought bad luck on everyone else. And for fans of the series, there's a cool twist. The boy Iris saves turns out to be William Bloodworth, the iconic mortician from the earlier movies. Seeing his origin story come full circle is such a clever nod to longtime fans. Now, let's talk about the music. It's not just background noise, it's part of the storytelling. When Paul and Iris arrive at the Skyview Tower, Ring of Fire plays over a romantic score, hinting at the disaster to come. As bodies start falling from the tower, the workers on the ground have Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head playing on the radio, a darkly comic touch that just works. And of course, the band's performance of Shout matches the chaos perfectly, building to a crescendo as the floor finally collapses. The music choices aren't just clever, they're essential to making the scene hit as hard as it does. What really impressed me is how quickly the movie makes you care about Iris and Paul. Their chemistry feels real, and by the time things go south, you're genuinely rooting for them. That emotional investment makes every twist and turn hit even harder. So, why do I think this is the best opening in the franchise? It's the perfect blend of tension, creativity, and emotional stakes. The pacing is spot on, the deaths are inventive, and the music ties it all together. Plus, the callbacks and foreshadowing give fans plenty to chew on. It's a scene that stands on its own, but also sets up the rest of the movie perfectly. Quick recap, here's every death in the opening: people falling through glass, the elevator freefall, the waiter's gruesome demise, the collapsing stairs, Paul's brutal fall, the woman set on fire, the piano crush, Iris's impalement, and the young boy's final, ironic fate. Each one is memorable, shocking, and perfectly executed. Before I wrap up, let's go back to that coin. It's more than just a plot device, it's a symbol of fate, chance, and how the tiniest decisions can change everything. One act of bad luck ripples out and dooms an entire room of people. Classic Final Destination, and Bloodlines nails it. So, where does this opening scene rank for you compared to the rest of the franchise? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives like this. Want more? Check out my full review of Final Destination, Bloodlines, or explore my playlist of other 2025 movie breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes, it really is just the flip of a coin. See you in the next one.